home buying process doesn't end once the seller accepts your offer. You'll have to complete steps to assure the seller that you're equipped with the proper financing to close the sale, and the seller will have to open up the house for the appraisal and inspections to assure all parties that the house is sound. First things first, we want to get our due diligence and our earnest money over to the seller and to the attorney. Earnest money is a payment you'll deposit with a third party, such as a law firm, a real estate broker, or a title company, which is then held in escrow until closing, when it is then applied to your down payment or your closing costs. It's a very small fraction of the sales price, usually between 1% to 3%, that you can make as a check, money order, or wire transfer. Combined with the pre-approval letter from your lender, earnest money gives you confidence to the seller that you're a serious buyer with the financial means to close the deal. Securing a home loan. Provided your finances are secure enough to afford the home you wish to buy, getting a home loan should be readily achievable. It can be a time-consuming process for your lender's team to review your application documents, so hopefully you've started that process by getting pre-approved for a loan before you even begin the house search. Once the seller has accepted your offer, you'll need to provide the lender with more documentation, including bank statements, pay stubs, credit card statements, and even perhaps other personal financial information. It is crucial that we lock in a loan as soon as we go under contract because the underwriting process can take several days. Having your home inspected. One of the early things that we're going to do in the home buying process, now that you're under contract, is to get your home inspected with one of our preferred partners. Having your home inspected to ensure that it is safe and up to your liking is going to be imperative for you moving forward in the process. You can find your own home inspector, but most real estate agents, just like ourselves, have relationships with several licensed home inspectors, and ones that we've worked with in the past that have done phenomenal jobs. If there were issues brought up during the home inspection that required negotiations with the seller, hopefully those have been worked out. Now it's time to schedule repairs that really must be done before you move in. For example, replacing the furnace or fixing a dangerous wiring issue. If your agreement was to have the seller address those issues, those repairs should be done before you close on the house, and you can also get receipt of those repairs. If it was agreed that you would do them with the financial compensation from the seller, you can still schedule the work to be done after closing, but not before you move in. Other cosmetic projects, such as painting or refinishing your floors, are extremely disruptive to have done while you're living in the home. It's our recommendation that you try to get those done prior to moving in. Paying for the home inspection is the buyer's responsibility, and that cost is part of your closing costs. The cost for inspection ranges usually between $200 to $600, with the US average about $400, according to Forbes. A home inspector will do a very thorough examination of the house's physical structure and functional mechanical systems, including heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical service. Getting the appraisal. Another hurdle to clear after your offer has been accepted and before you can close on any home is getting the appraisal. The lender is going to order the appraisal for you, but you have to lock in a loan before you can do so. The appraiser will determine the fair market value of the home through an examination of the property and the sale prices of similar, recently sold homes in the same neighborhood. If the appraiser determines that the house is not worth the sales price, you may be forced to ask the seller to come down on the price, or your lender may require you to bring the extra cash to the closing to make up the difference. This situation can happen in a red-hot seller's market like we've had here, where multiple bidders drive up the price on the home. An appraisal can also protect you as the buyer in the event that the home's value is too low to justify you borrowing a larger amount of money. North Carolina is an attorney state, meaning that you need to have an attorney throughout the buying process. The attorney is going to help you secure that title. Real estate title is not a physical document, but an abstract legal concept that states who is the rightful owner of the property. It will also detail prior owners and if there are any liens on the property outstanding. The seller holds the title, but you'll have the ability to have it inspected by a title company, which you'll hire. The key thing to assess is that there are no other entities, such as the mortgage company of a previous owner or a mechanical lien from a past contractor, that have a claim on the title. Getting homeowner's insurance. You will need to show that your mortgage company proof of homeowner's insurance before your home purchase can be finalized. There are many policies available either online or from your local insurance office or from our recommendations. Completing your final walkthrough. It's a good idea to ask for one final chance to look at the house shortly before the closing. This can be a brief once-over look at the premises and the systems within it, or you can get a little bit more detailed with what came up in the inspection and checking that those repairs were done. If the seller has agreed to make some repairs after the inspection, Your final walkthrough is also the time to look at the state of those repairs. This can be a brief once-over look at your premises to make sure it's the same condition you remember from when you had the inspection. If the seller has agreed to make some repairs after the inspection, your final walkthrough is also a great time to look at the state of those repairs and to double-check those receipts. Closing on your new home. After what has been a long, emotional, and even stressful home search, you'll be ready to close on your new home. The closing is typically attended by you, your agent, and your attorney. You'll be signing a lot of documents to finalize the sale. You'll also bring a certified or cashier's check for the down payment, or perhaps a wire. Your lender will wire the balance of the money to finalize the sale of the house, and it will finally be yours. I'm Dave Wiley. Let me be there for your next home buying process.